Welcome back to the Retro Sports Gamer channel, and I'm coming back to you live with a little bit of World Series Baseball 98 action on the Sega Genesis. This has been requested for quite a while, so I thought, it's time to get some World Series on the channel. Don't think I've played it at all, but here it is, World Series Baseball 98, a later version of World Series on the Sega Genesis. Game type, new playoffs. Home run derbies are always fun in baseball games. I'm almost tempted to do that. But didn't play too much World Series growing up. I didn't have a Genesis. Had friends that had it. I think one of them had World Series Baseball, so I did play it. But I had a Game Gear, and the Game Gear, what's up, Infamous Smoke? Do a home run derby? Alright. I'm not going to argue about that one. They still made Genesis in 98, yeah. Genesis lasted, I think, about 10 years in the U.S. Well, by that time, a lot of people moved on. So, number of players, 1. I'm just going to keep it rookie because I haven't done it before. Stadium? Did I give you all the teams as an option? Let's go to the White Sox. That's my baseball team. 10-player home run derby? I don't think it lets me go back. Let's go with Jim Tomey. Oh no. I could do a 10-player. So the thing about a lot of these old games is it doesn't let you just exit to the main menu. So I'll tell you what, I'll get the hang of it with this guy, and then I'll do a bigger home run derby with some real stars in MLB. But yeah, this looks good for the Genesis. The weird thing about it is like you don't see the player's head at all. There's not much going on with the sound. Field looks good. That's one out. Pervert, the pervert, Perry. I remember this game. Some rich kid had it. Rogue Gamer. Yeah, it's pretty hard to... I don't know if a lot of people were still playing World Series 98 when games like Triple Play were out on the PlayStation. But I guess they were out there. There were a lot of good baseball games actually on PC. Yeah. I accidentally picked him. He's not really hitting the ball well. Yeah, he can't hit. And I'm not hitting pause, it's just going to that screen every time, I guess, to let me know I got 10 outs, 6 outs left. No, this is World Series 98. This is probably a budget title back in 98. But it's funny to see how long some of these systems hang on after they're past their prime. PlayStation is one of those systems, the original PlayStation. Sports games would come out on it way after the fact. PS2 came out. It's probably like Madden. I got a late shootout on PlayStation, actually. Forget which one it is. It's like NBA Shootout 2005 or 2006 or something. Maddens came out on it for a long time. So yeah, that's just the thing about this game. It's kind of slow paced. Oh, you made one to the outfield. I think after this guy bats, I'll just try to play a game. 1 out left. He's not going to hit a home run. ...2005 was the last year for PS1. Yeah, and that would be just about 10 years. Madden 05 on PS1. Yeah, and Madden really just didn't... He never really looked that good on PlayStation. Game Day always looked better than it. I'm surprised they kept coming out with those. 64 looked a little bit better, but not great. Might as well bunt. And there you go. Batting practice, home run derby. There we go. Exhibition. So can I choose the teams or what? With the limited control buttons of the Genesis, you're always wondering what. I'm guessing this was probably the World Series this year. So we'll just go with it. I'm not gonna sit here and figure out these buttons. It's like you walk a player back and forth instead of the controller. Alright, so I'm throwing first. Baseball games are really slow paced sometimes. So any of you guys play the World Series games back in the day? Yeah, the running animation, I know. Just run on the base, he's out of there. Bills versus Jags, Panthers, Saints. I think I'm going to have to take the Jaguars at home. But either way you look at it, those two teams haven't been in the playoffs forever. So whoever wins, I'm happy for them. And I'm not really hit C's the throw button. Do I like golf games? Not really, to be honest. Be completely honest with you. I'm more likely to play something more arcadey. I did buy a golf game like a couple years ago that I haven't really played too much of. It's called Cyber Tiger. So it's not like the simulation version of the Tiger Woods games. Is that a can of corn? There we go. 2 outs for Yanks. Pedro versus Rain Johnson. Mario Golf? Yeah, no, that I could play. You know, the more arcade ones. Because Mario Golf, it's kind of like just a really good mini game. If you ever play like the Mario Party games, like you're playing a really good mini game the whole time. PGA European Tour for the PC. I'm not really into slow-paced sports games. Wade Oh, it doesn't say Wade Boggs. So like there's baseball games that are way faster paced than this, even if they're simulation. Oh, that's got to be an error. It's off his cleat. Mario Kart's, of course, a good game. It's debatable. What do you think? Is Mario Kart an actual sports game? Oh, double play? You can't even get back? That's terrible. Fred McGriff. It's back. I like that they have announcers, though. They have a lot of sound bites for a Genesis game. MLB Slugfest. Yes, that is a baseball game that I like to play. I think I have that one on the GameCube. World Series Baseball on the Sega. Yeah. Yeah, I would say NASCAR is closer to a sports game. Although I don't follow NASCAR. But I don't know how entertaining that would be. Would it be more entertaining than this game? I don't know. Deontay Jenkins really wanted this game. Probably has some great nostalgia for it, but I don't know as a playback in 2018. Here comes a curve. Oh, I could have got him on it first. Oh well. You like NASCAR games as a kid? Yeah, I didn't really play too many of those. Which NASCAR game did you like? I know there was at least one on the 64, probably a few on the PlayStation. I was more into games. Oh, laying down a bunt. Gets the runner over. It's more into like Twisted Metal. Shooting at cars. Pitting strategy if you run a lot of laps. Yeah. Did I play tennis games? Yes. Just played some Super Tennis not too long ago. Was a novice at it. It was a cheap game. Picked it up. It's got some potential. It's a little bit more in depth. It's not quite an arcade tennis game. Favorite tennis game though is Virtua Tennis for sure. I have the Mario one as well. Yes, Twisted Metal, especially Twisted Metal 2, where you can play two players and try to beat everyone. Joseph's all about that Super Tennis. Man, they're just not throwing the right base. I totally had my thumb on the right D-pad. Yes, Dreamcast Tennis. Even Tennis 2K2 is really good. That one added like the Williams sisters. I think they're on the cover. But I still just like the classic Virtua Tennis, the one where there's actually an arcade cabinet to it too. There we go. Virtual pool. Got out of that without any runs. It's going to be tough to get some hits off John Smoltz. That's up the middle. Oof, it's not enough speed. World Series Baseball, draft the roster. Hey, I don't think you've navigated Genesis, in-depth Genesis menus with the Genesis controller in a while. There's no triangle button to go back, or circle button as it is these days. If you screw up, you screw up big. Tino Martinez. Wow, did he just catch that? 10-pin alley. Virtual pool, I wouldn't consider that a sport. That's more of a bar game. Mortal Kombat, yes, I do play it. Am I good at it? No, not really. But I can hold my own, do some special moves, but I'm not like a guy who's just going to sit there and do a bunch of fatalities. Advance. A little too late. It's going to be a play. He's safe. College Jam, it's College Slam. Only one good racing game, but it never took off. Horse Galloper. Never thought about horse racing game. It's good to know. I'm going to have to check that out. And it's a can of corn. Mortal Kombat Deception. That's a PlayStation 2 one, right? I would say Mortal Kombat 2 is probably looked at as the best version of the game. I have Mortal Kombat Gold on the Dreamcast, which I think is just like the Mortal Kombat 4. But yeah, Deontay Jenkins, that's why I held off playing this game for a few times, just because it's slow paced, you know. Oh crap! This could be inside the Parker. Oh, horse racing game in the arcades. I remember the ESPN Zone in Chicago had a horse racing game where you actually sit on a plastic horse in the arcades and kind of gallop. It was interesting. The ESPN Zone in Chicago, it was pretty cool, but I was there maybe like the last year it was open, and it closed because they didn't update any of the arcade games. I don't know if just like they stopped making them completely or what, but they didn't update anything in there. Everything was worn down. And they're still charging same prices for those power cards or whatever. And he's not going home. It's not deep enough in the outfield. Chipper Jones. There we go. We got Chipper out on a little grounder. I don't know. What do you guys? Are you guys feeling this game or what? I don't think it's bad. I just think it's probably not the most entertaining. Yeah, I thought I was going to get into arcade games more before having a baby. But I did buy, this is the first one I bought, the NFL Blitz Showtime. I figured if I'm going to spend money on it, should be 2 games that I really like instead of just one. That's my first strikeout. And I had every baseball is slow except old school. Well, RBI baseball is really not that slow. That's why I like that game. But I had a WrestleMania, the arcade cabinet. I had a MAME type machine. But the computer was running. Some of the games didn't run fast enough, so I sold that. So I pretty much just kept this one and play the console games. Derek Jeter. Wow, that was a strike. It's up the middle. It's a base hit. Wade Boggs. There goes the normal hit here. And he gets the job done on a little grounder. Finds a seam. Bernie Williams. Gotta go power. Got a couple guys on base. Runner stranded again. I don't think it's necessary to cut to the scoreboard between each player, but I guess they thought that was cool. Barkley, shut up and jam. You know what? I don't think I've ever played that game. I'm very aware of it. There's a version. There's like a pretty much like a finished prototype version of that game on the Atari Jaguar. I almost bought that. It actually looks different than like the Genesis version. Yeah, that is super annoying, right? The scoreboard, cutting the scoreboard between batters. But yeah, look it up. There's actually YouTube footage of Sparkly Shut Up and Jam on the Atari Jaguar. It was just so hard for these. What about the Scottie Pippen game? Forget what it's called. Slam City with Scottie Pippen. You guys ever play that one? It was just hard for games to compete after NBA Jam came out. I mean, really, nothing was even really close to it as far as arcade. Actually, I take that back. There was one. NBA Give and Go on a Super Nintendo. It's run and gun. It was run and gun basketball in the arcade. It was a Konami game. Konami. That game was pretty cool. I prefer the broadcast perspective, and it didn't have that. It had what you see these days a lot. You know, the front court and the back court. 3DO had any exclusives? Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. I actually have one 3DO game, even though I don't have a 3DO. I have the original John Madden football on it. I'm hoping this Polymega system that comes out, that's supposed to connect to HDMI and then play all the retro consoles. I'm hoping that it will eventually play the 3DO, because it is disc-based with cartridge adapters, so you can play like Nintendo, Genesis, 32X, Super Nintendo. But we'll see. 3DOs are kind of expensive. Last time I looked, and they could be more now, they go for like $150, and they're not that reliable. And honestly, I'm pretty quickly in this game, you get to the point where you're not really paying attention to even what pitches you're throwing. You're just trying to get them over. Because it actually asks you fastball, medium, slow, or fast. Like, it's a fastball. What do you think? I want to throw it. Interesting thing about the 3DO, there's a prototype Beavis and Butthead game. It's like a beat 'em up. And the Galloping Ghost Arcade has one of them. There's like one of 12 made. And it's a pretty fun game. But they got it not working. And I believe there was a disc or something like that. But they actually used a Panasonic 3DO to get that thing running in the cabinet. Which I thought that was really interesting. Because the 3DO, actually, the 3DO wasn't just Panasonic. There were multiple manufacturers for the 3DO. You know, Martinez. I just pretty much swing at everything. It's at the second inning. It's not the second inning, it's the fourth. My at-bats are pretty quick. I swing at the first pitch. That was a ball. I actually took a pitch. Paul Neal. Okay. I guess I'm getting the hang of what they're throwing here. And he gets to play. I can see back in the day why people liked this game. It is pretty solid as far as a simulation experience. Two shutouts. Well, yeah, if you guys are still watching in the chat and you want to see a different game, I don't mind. I don't mind ending this one. I can't say I'm having a great time. See, I'm kind of into old computer games too. The problem is I don't have an old computer to play them, and I don't know how reliable one would be if I invested in it. I kind of wish there was something to easily play these old computer games. Like almost a console for it.
Next up, for the Braves, the second baseman, number 20.
I see one Strictly 90s is commenting that the picture changes. How is that? Oh, you do it for collecting purposes? Yeah, I'm sure you get good prices on them, so it's a good thing to collect. There's not many people looking for them. But that's what's crazy about some of these old game consoles. They still work, yet the iPhone 6 Plus that I just got like 3 years ago, the thing's not working right anymore, so I'm using this old iPhone 4S now. So, I don't know. But these things, 20 years later, still going strong. You know, planned obsolescence just got more and more aggressive as the years went on. Pitcher changes. I mean, I'm going with a shutout here so far, so I don't see the need. I think the guy who requested this, Deontay, I think he's long gone. He's out of there. Whew.
Number 18.
Yeah, there's some games. I'm thinking what would be more fun, this or like a baseball game on the Atari 2600. Because, I mean, this game's been a bunch of pop-up and grounders.
Next up, for the break, the third
Excruciating.
number 10.
Chipper Jones. Alright, I got one more inning in me to see a run scored. If there's not a run scored, I'm done with this game. If the computer scores, that doesn't count. I gotta score it.
Next up, for the break, the first baseman, number 27.
And a little grounder to second baseman, throws over.
Next up, for the break, the left fielder, number 18.
How's the MLB do these days overall? Because they've only slowed it down, right? I mean, they try to speed it up as far as how fast the pitches are and in between innings, but they got replay now. Could be some long games.
Now back, for the break, the right fielder, number
You know, college football games could be perfect throw, no cutoff man. College football game. Oh, come on. We're going to see a run. No, the guy at third doesn't want to go. He would have made it. Oh, he started to run? What? This game's goofy.
Next up, for the Yankees, the shortstop, number 2.
It's a big hit. I'm hitting power, and that's the best I could do.
Next up, for the Yankees,
I mean, what's going on?
the third baseman, number 12.
Wade Boggs swinging at a pitch a little bit outside with a 3.11 average. Oh, that was a nice changeup. It's up the middle, right to the pitcher. Oh, that's exciting.
Next up, for the Yankees,
All right, it's all up to Bernie Williams. If I don't get on the board with him,
51.
this ball game's way over. And it's a pop-up. Shallow center field. Okay, I've had about enough. 3-point competition for any old basketball game. Alright, I could probably do that. I kind of want, you know what? Do you remember if Inside Drive 2004 has 3-point contests? Because I kind of just want to play that game again. Played it the other night with my brother. Every time I play that game, I keep thinking about it. Like, I want to get back and play that game. Like, I almost feel like I want to do a season in Inside Drive. Don't remember? Because I know my favorite 3-point shootout is an NBA Live 98 for the PlayStation. So I could do that. Or I could do Inside Drive. I don't know. What are you thinking? You want to see some more Inside Drive, or you just want me to go straight to an NBA Live 98? Live 98? Ray Allen on the cover? Ray Allen's not on the cover of either of those games. Shaq's on the cover of Inside Drive 2004, and Tim Hardaway's on the cover of Live 98. So yeah, you know what? Let's go for a 3-point shootout. They're pretty quick, and then I could always go back to Inside Drive. Let's get that going. But yeah, World Series Baseball 98. For its day, looks pretty good on the Genesis. Plays very simulation-like. I can see why people liked it. But it's not a fun game to play these days. It's just not. Good college basketball game on the PlayStation 1. Well, College Slam is on the PlayStation 1. It's an arcade game, of course. I think I have Final Four 99 with Paul Pierce on the cover. So those play like NBA shootouts, so those are pretty fun. Do I have other lives? Yes. I have them on PlayStation 2. I actually have Live 97 as well. Maybe NBA Live 99 on N64. No, I don't think I'll ever play this game again. This was really brutal, guys. To be honest with you, I don't like this game. Like I'm not gonna totally kill it because I think it was a good game in its day, and I see why people would play it. But now it's boring. There's no sound. There's no music. Well, that's what I mean. There's no music. It's just rough. It's a rough go. You don't get to see any player faces. I mean, I've been hitting power for 6 innings. Power at bats, and I can barely hit it out of the infield. How fun is that? RBI baseball, you take that big bongo bat and you blast that thing out of the stadium. That's what I'm talking about. Fast gameplay, melody in the background. That's how you play a baseball game. So let's do this. You want to see the shootout NBA Live 98? I know I just played that one on the PlayStation. I mean Super Nintendo, but it's a much different game on the PlayStation. So I could just do it just for the 3-point shootout, and I really like the music in that game too. So it'll be a lot different than this. Man. But the thing is, like, when you know you're not going to play another sports game, like World Series, what am I going to sell it for? $2? Who's going to buy this? Game store will buy it for $0.25. There's no point. Just keep it. Keep it and go through it another time. Alright, well, if you're still watching, I'm going to get another game going. I'll be back.